Look at what DWG Gaming KIA have been able to kind of achieve over the last 12 months and really expected them to take to Space Station. Unfortunately, they do not. Now, again, just for those of you at home, just follow the numbers as the way the bands go. It's Villa, Oregon, and the determining map is actually Skyscraper, so I'm kind of keen to see that one. And I believe Liquid is the team that's picked Oregon, just to confirm for everyone at home.
Yep. So Villa decided by DWG Gaming, and rightfully so, it's their best map. It is their map. They will win this game of Villa 100%. The question will be the next map of Oregon, which is a pretty good map as well for Team Liquid, 4-1 record on that, whereas DWG just the 2-1 record and a recent loss as well to Spear Gaming 3-7. So I'm sensing we go to Skyscraper, and at that point it's 50-50. Either team could really probably pull it out there, but there's absolutely no way Team Liquid's going to win here on Villa.
That is a huge call. A very early call at that, but you know,
mate,
be confident.
It's the 3 a.m. call. I'm feeling confident. Late, it's the witching hour. No,
yeah.
Look, 10-2 record on Villa for DWG, and having a quick glance to see the last time they lost it, it was actually Talon Esports in the APAC playoffs back in Stage 1, and that was overtime 8-6. So even then, they got pushed the absolute distance anyway. It's a very strong map. On top of that, yeah, okay, Team Liquid 3-1 record in recent times, which is not too bad, all things considered. They did take down XZ as well at the Charlotte Major 7-5 on Villa, but they just don't play it as much, Rob. That's the difference, right? In terms of win percentage and in terms of site percentages, and they don't really ban it, but they just don't play it as much as DWG do. So, look, obviously, my brave call may be wrong, but it is the call to insinuate that this is very much a DWG map. They picked it, they're really good at it, and they play it a lot.
Well, I mean, generally, that's a pretty indicative... stats are generally indicative, and speaking of the stats, I'm actually going to go and have a quick look at Villa for APAC North, because I think it's actually not as played as what I thought it was, but it's a 50-50 site in APAC North, only 2 plays on it, total 20 rounds, so, you know, close matches being played on that one.
Whereas, I'll save you the trouble. It's 50% as well in Brazil.
Thank you, I appreciate that. That is we've had a lot more visibility in the Brazilian league. 7 games played, which for me, if it's 50-50, then I've got to look at this match and say, okay, whatever the first half ends at, that's actually where this match is. So if it's 2-4. The team with the 4 is well and truly in favour. So we'll wait and see how this one pans out. But yes, taking the opening pick, Mask goes down.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. The stats do sort of back this up 50-50. I think Villa's that kind of map as well that doesn't probably lend too much into the defenders that maybe it did, maybe the back end of last year. So. Yeah. So I think, yeah, DWG on the attack here, if they get a couple of early attacking rounds, I think they can really ride home the momentum in the second half and take out this map. As I said, this should be their map. And then, yeah, Oregon should be probably Liquids as well. So I'm sensing we go the distance. Yep, Skyscraper would be 50-50. Opening kill did go the way of DWG, now just working their way towards block brown stairs, and a lot of focus actually being applied to the vert here. And I'm assuming they got 1 out in that study balcony, and then obviously they'll push up. There's pretty standard take. Welcome canister, not going to be minded though by the Gemini.
What I find interesting about all of this is the fact that they've already used all of their explosives on DWG. Obviously, you've still got the 2 Zofia concussions, so you can hold them in your pocket. But I even believe we saw Yas use the secondary breaching charge, if you will. No, it's not a breaching charge. I can't think of what bloody hell what it's called. I am absolutely...
I wasn't actually listening, to be honest, so I can't.
That's all right. Just explosives being used, basically. That's all you need to know. So, you know, with a minute left and still a lot to do for DWG, they're going to have a fair bit on the cards. That's a very interesting call to try and flush that player out of red. It works perfectly, and now it pinches Team Liquid a little bit further onto site.
Yeah, time is a factor though. So for all the good work of DWG Gaming KIA, they've got landing control, but have they got site control? The answer is no. Top ground still not even really in their possession either. So a little concerning. I kind of like Liquid here defensively in the late round. I think Nat's getting that kill as well to coach it really sort of solidified the fact that they are in a good position on site defensively. Now a couple of trades on site, and this is the big moment here. Who can come out ahead in the next 14 seconds? Katsang's going to plant, so momentarily 3v2 while Katsang is planting.
Oh, they've got to stop someone from denying that. How has that happened? They're going to go deep. PSK hits the C4, but now it is a 1v1. Palu sits and waits in Vault. Team Liquid walk away with the round. Big question for me, how did someone deny that plant? Was that not behind Vault door?
Yeah, we didn't get to see it, obviously, and Katsang did go in. It has to be Vault door, right? It's default plant on ABG. I think we're seeing a pause coming out already. Not sure what happened. We didn't quite get to see that perspective, but what I will say is full command to Team Liquid. You lose a player early. Sometimes you can try to push out to find a kill back the other way. Lo and behold, no, they just held sight, Rob, and they basically just allowed Down1 Gaming to make their way over to red stairs. The main thing that Liquid did as well was try and deny a lot of that presence over towards top round. Yeah, they did that pretty well. They kept site control. You still got vault control, and then it just becomes a trade fest on site. Remembering, even though you're down a player, someone has to plant. So even though you're down that player, it still ends up being kind of even numbers. So well played to Liquid. And look, again, this should be the map for DWG Gaming KIA. But if they lose this, I would then back in a 2-0 Liquid.
Yeah, that could very much be on the agenda. The thing for me that really scares me about Liquid is the fact that, although they kind of lose their opening match, which, by the way, best of 3, so it's even more terrifying that they did. It's the fact that they just have so much firepower on that team. They have such a strong roster of individuals that could all well and truly turn a game around. And DWG would have to, they're going to have to be really careful approaching this game. Last thing you want to do is allow Liquid to kind of get a foothold in this series, because I just don't see if Liquid can actually get off running and get back to what we know to be their former selves. They are going to struggle. There's no, I can't be kind about that.
Well, the good start, though, at least for Liquid, getting that opening round. Aviator Games, or the defense, though, is usually the one site that, even if it is a 50-50 on the map, you should generally be doing well on Aviator Games defensively. And they were able to show that. It's never easy getting that, even that default plant vault door, unless you're like well out ahead in terms of numbers and you've got a lot of people watching that plant. You saw how easy it is. That could still be shut down even from a relatively safe position. I have a stat trophy though for our second round. And this is the sort of site, basically every site besides ABG, Rob, I'm looking at as essentially the 50-50 site. So chance now for DWG Gaming KIA. See what they've got. We'll see how they want to focus this one, whether they do want to put a bit of attention down below Sheets and Kitchen, or if they want to go for a bit more of a horizontal take, push through from ABG.
Now, a lot of attention being put outside of Master, but generally you just kind of poke and probe to begin with, and then you start to shape up after you get that early intel. To which I'm sure DWG actually have a fair bit. Their drone economy is very healthy, only losing 1 in the first minute, plus you've got the Yana, so they've got so much in front of them to use. That's a really good early cam gone for the side of Team Liquid. Obviously, those black eyes on Nesk going to be pretty impactful, especially on a map like Villa. A lot of important rotates and point of interests that you have to contest if you're the attacking team. But as it stands, a little bit of contact into closet.
I think that they should. Astro.
Yeah, I think they're going to get it as well. I don't know whether they're going to be able to contest.
And you bring the Nomad as well, very, very powerful. Putting those air jabs on Astro as well. Do get control of Astro. And you can obviously sort of solidify that position really, really strongly. On top of that, a lot of times you get that kill on the player defending position. That gives you the 5-on-4 push onto the side. So it's shaping up to be the avenue here. Then Coded now inside the bathroom, playing that finger roll. That's a big ask here actually on Ars, playing top back stairs or Astro stairs. Throws out the first gas bait, has 2 more minutes left. But yeah, honestly, I like that position though. Not sitting behind the desk in Astro. A lot of players hold that position. They get caught, they get pinched. I like that. Oh, he gets aggressive, finds that kill. I think playing with Astro stairs behind you as an escape route gives you a really, really solid position.
Genuinely thought he was just stuck between a rock and a hard place. That is also such a strong player encoded going down. And now, without the Finca, it makes it a little bit more difficult for DWG. They've got Brick's control. Well, I mean, they've got Brick's vision. I shouldn't say control. That Banshee that's in there as well. Screech, the second
what is
DWG
position,
make
though?
a move. It's an ask position. He's just... don't ask questions. Xenox? You don't...
Prone Astro doorway into bathroom.
Oh, no.
Has been droned out, has been pinged as well. Yas finds the kill into PSK. Is this where it falls apart though for Liquid? Wookie goes straight into Trophy and he can actually find a way to maybe try and get this plant down for Katsang. Now that they've got site control, Palu does get the kill to Rin. Time has to stick it. Yeah, close indeed from Katsang. Talk about leaving it to the last second. And Palu, a big Pokeball straight to the face, denies that plant. Strange round, Rob, and strange from Down One Gaming. They do not look like they're here to play. Team Liquid didn't do a whole lot, really, that said that they were really in control. Pretty standard stat trophy defense, emphasis on that Astro Stairs position, well played from Ask, but Down One Gaming just sloppy, slow, and just don't look like themselves.
I'm really unconvinced. I'm not really sure what to say for DWG because they did get a lot of early control, you know, sticking Yas in toward the bathroom position. They gained a lot of control, and then of course whoever it was that coded, I think it was on the Finca, took over control of bathroom. Really strong play. Obviously falls to Ask, but then when they go to try to plant, I think it's by Bricks, but the entire team is on the other side of the map, it felt like. There's a player in Trophy, there's one who's aggressed towards Split, but they're just not watching the choke points as to where Team Liquid are going to be coming from. So I really feel like there's a couple of moments of miscommunication. Very easily can be fixed. This is not like a damning moment. You know, this is not like, oh my God, these are such big issues that we won't see DWG come back from. It's more about the mental game from here on out. Where is their mental at? And like, are they able to refocus and reassess their position?
It's just such a stark contrast though, fresh off of that TSM MIBR game that we had earlier and the cleanliness role of TSM, and even at times MIBR, and then you, well, I guess not really left wondering why this is the lower bracket matchup between these two teams, to be quite frank. It's yeah, it's a sloppy start, but a start nonetheless, and obviously things can change, especially in a best of 3.
Yeah,
it's a long time, a lot of rounds to be played. It's only 2 rounds gone. Down One Gaming, good enough that they can turn things around, but yeah, this was their map. For all intents and purposes, you've got to be winning it. They've started slow. They're giving Team Liquid a really good handicap, a good leg up, and we'll see what happens here. Kitchen Dining with his third round. Coach now inside of Laundry. Bit of a swing and a bit of a poke back. That's Ask, and he was aggressive and it was successful in the last round, but this time, well, he is sat down. Kota did take a big chunk of damage, but it's job done there for Down One Gaming. Inside of Laundry, can get into site now into Dining as well. But Liquid not going to go down without a fight. They find a couple of kills through PSK and Palu. And again, similar to the last round, Down One trying to get the plan, but they're just losing players. Yeah, Liquid tearing them apart on site.
It's like they're just pulling apart like a nice roast pork. And oh, hang on. Opportunities given back to DWG there. Team Liquid try to swing, and unfortunately it does not net them anything. Resets and PSK now to try and play from it. There is currently one in Kitchen. They could actually go massive right now. Can they deny? I think behind Tetris they're safe. C4 goes over the top, but nothing happens. Can they find the position? PSK finds the shot over the top. I believe he was on top of the like the little kitchen island. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. That was a tough, tight angle, and talk about a crunch time play there from Team Liquid. 3 rounds to start on Villa. The map choice of Down One Gaming KIA, and it's, you know, sometimes, especially in a best of 3, You don't always get the maps that you want, the maps that you have a lot of success on. You kind of deal with your tertiary maps, those kind of maps that are maybe neutral. No, this is their map. This is the kind of map that they would want, that they would aim for in any series, in every series. It's the only map that they've got double-digit wins on this year so far. The next map after that is Bank. And we did see, though, what happened on Bank. They did lose the space station. And, you know, this is one thing that those of us in APAC don't always want to talk about, Rob, but you can perform in APAC on these maps, and then you go and try and play internationally, and it's like, no, it just doesn't hold up. Yeah. And we're seeing that right now here on Team Liquid. But in fairness, the way that Damwon Gaming are playing right now is just not good enough. Like, they're not offering any sort of imagination in their attacking style, which is surprising, because it was the one good thing about them in the first series that we had earlier, was that they were attacking well, but not defending well. So this is staggering.
Yeah, the warning bell is definitely starting to ring here. And generally, like halfway through the first half, this is when the storyline can flip. You know, this is where teams have generally taken a timeout, which, by the way, DWG did not. And this is where teams start to feel a little bit more comfortable. So the fact that they haven't taken the attack, I think for me kind of says, okay, they're feeling like they understand what's gone wrong. And they're trying to correct it mid-round or, you know, like in the prep phase, which they could well do. Don't get me wrong. You still get 45 seconds for the prep to kind of organize yourselves. But at a certain point, you know, that really you do become a little bit alarmed as to what's happening. And I feel like this is the tipping point for me. This is like the doomsday scenario if they lose this round.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it almost feels like doomsday scenario anyway, because Liquid's already up to 3 rounds, and we were speculating 50% win rate. Well, there's your 50% from Liquid, and they've still got 3 more rounds. So I'm of the opinion anything from here is a bonus if you're Team Liquid, and you have 3 rounds in bonus territory. Now, Aviator Games as well is also a very, very good site for defenders already. I would actually put the thought process that they actually win this, go 4-0, and then it's the last 2 rounds that there's going to be that question mark, can Damwon Gaming get at least something? Now, they do get the down on Ask, but in all fairness, Ask has really not done a whole lot in this first half, except for that 1 round at Astro Stairs. It's all Yas with the Gemini. They went for the revive, and I think this may cost Palu his life. Never mind, got the shotgun kill onto Rem, but did lose out to Koten. That nade did finish off Ask, but then finds the kill onto PSK. So 3 quick deaths for Team Liquid in a short space of time. Opens things up now for Damwon Gaming KIA. Only Resets and Nesk left to defend for Liquid on a site that you thought they would be able to win.
Now there's a big issue for me with Liquid, and Ask has gone down in the past 2 rounds, including this one, with all 3 smokes left on the hip. That's not good. As the smoke player, you're trying to stay alive to deny entrance to choke out those choke points. And now, granted, this one was a nade, but previously he was swinging by Laundry with 2 players watching him. So probably need to try and rein that in if you're Team Liquid to try and calm this down. Speaking of calming down, Resets is not going to do anything with the sword. What? He's found, oh no, it's Nesk. I thought he found a triple. Never mind. Woogie Man, in the blink of an eye, has lost every teammate and almost all hope in this last round.
They are throwing, Rob. I don't know what else to say. Up 4-2, and what do? You give them 1s. Why are you giving them 1s? You've got numbers. You literally can just overwhelm sight. But there's no overwhelming Team Liquid right now. That is a travesty from Damwon Gaming. That's a dirty angle as well, Nesk. That's so dirty that it's clean. But look, a perfect start from Team Liquid. 4-0. And at the first kind of hurdle that they had to deal with as well, Rob, where it felt like Damwon Gaming finally got a bit of flow, got a bit of a lead in the round, and they've just completely thrown it. Resets with a great double kill. We didn't quite get to see it, but there was enough space there that I felt like it looked like 2 1s had happened rather than a quick double. So many questions to be asked here of Damwon Gaming, and I almost feel for Koten, who had such an impactful play at top round stairs, and it's all for nothing.
Yeah. And the rounds are just slipping away. The fact that DWG haven't called a timeout just to relax things here, really concerning. Look, although Villa statistically isn't a massively defender-sided map, you know, it's 50-50 in both regions, in both APAC North and Brazil, it is still, like, it's still possible to go 5-1 on a defensive half or rather on your attacking half, be down 5-1 and then bring it back when you go to your defense. But the way that DWG are playing, I'm just not convinced that that's going to happen.
Well, and you're also probably thinking of, I don't want to say old Villa because it's nothing really changed, but the way that Villa played out
for much of 2021. Yeah.
So I do understand that sentiment, but as you kind of also said at the end of that, because they're not playing well enough so that there's any belief that they're going to be able to do that in the second half. I don't think so. Team Liquid haven't actually looked bad, but they also haven't been an outstanding, clean 4-0 like we saw, say, from TSM earlier. And I mean, not to be surprised, this is a team that lost to 7-1, 7-1 to Wild earlier this evening. So they're clearly going through some issues at the moment. But yeah, sometimes just basic defense siege will win you rounds when the offense is lackluster. And right now, DWG Gaming have been lackluster. So it doesn't take much from Liquid to win these rounds. And they haven't even really had the smoke play. Ask is 1 and 4. We haven't seen a lot of the gas bay play here. So in fact, this was the only site where Ask actually had a pretty big, impactful moment over in Astro.
And it wasn't the canisters either. It was the SMG-11 where he played big. So he hasn't even been called upon. Now we're going to start to see the use of it. And instantly, Yas is not even interested in trying to stick around to see what's going to happen after this smoke canister. DWG, with not enough information, will now go back to square one. But square one kind of feels a little bit too late at this point. You know, a minute 20 left on the board. Unless they have serious information on, you know, AVG's side of the map, I think this is a really big misstep.
Yeah, there is time though. Especially if you get in through 90 and then quickly make your way across, it's not too much of a trek. But straight through study and then making the big run now through the corridor towards 90. Yas has gone a long distance here, long way, but done it pretty quickly. They actually left that default camera up because no one was watching, so might just allow him to sort of sneak on in towards site into trophy. 50 seconds left, and at least for DAM1, they've finally got some different avenue. Top red control now as well with landing. They can see in towards stat. They've got 90 as well, so there's a little bit more here. That if you're a DAM1 Gaming fan, and they've surely got the ping. Coated was looking, he was waiting for the response. No, they don't know Nesk is there, and he will surprise both of them. Easy double kill. That's the round. That's the fuser down. They tried to bait him out to push away from the statue. He had none of it. He held ground, held firm. And it is Team Liquid 5-0 here on Villa.
This is devastating for DWG. Like, I can't stress enough how detrimental this is for this team. Gamers8, you know, even if you just to look outside of Gamers8, think about the repercussions this means for, you know, like coming into the Berlin Major. They've just lost, you know, 2 best-of-3s back-to-back to teams where you think that they, at the very least, they have a good opportunity to win the game. But it's more so the approach to this matchup that I think is the issue. If there's any takeaway right now, DWG still haven't called their tactical timeout, unless they were the team that had to call a tactical timeout earlier to make it work, but it was paused by the admin. So yeah, like there are so many things right now that really are worrying me for DWG. If they get 6-0'd on their defensive half, oh boy, I think I'll be speechless.
Well, I'm already essentially speechless, right? Like, this is not what we expected at all. This is supposed to be their map, and DAM1 Gaming is supposed to be the pride of APAC. Whether it's North, whether it's South, that's sort of what's coined for this team. And quite frankly, they lose that title if they go out like this here for Gamers8. If they're the first team eliminated, they should not have and hold that title going into the Berlin Major. That should rightfully go to Elevate. So this is disappointing, and obviously for them at the Berlin Major, it's going to be that is the only saving grace. It's not even a saving grace, but the only redemption for DAM1 is they can actually redeem themselves at Berlin. But how can you sit back with a face and say that they're going to do well at Berlin when they've just been dismantled here by Team Liquid, lost out to Space Station Gaming? They're clearly not on the level of these teams from LATAM and North America and probably EU.
Well, I guess it's one of those cases where we're just going to have to, you know, keep our eye on how this series goes. If they can bring back, you know, even if they can keep this close with Liquid, you're not as concerned. But just the way that things are unfolding in front of our eyes, it's the danger zone, and it's not a it's not a good highway to be on, if I'm being completely honest. So the last round of the half, and with a minute, roughly minute 30 left, you know, they've got a fair bit that they need to do. But they do have a lot of intel. That's probably the one key factor here. They've got Sheets info, they've got info on the backside of Tetris, so...
But what are they going to do with it?
Well, I mean, you wait and see. You tell me.
I'll be waiting. I mean, I've been waiting this entire half, and I've been left waiting. It's 5-0. I haven't seen anything that's looked like a fruitful attack. And I will give them some kind of credit the last round that when they realized the bedroom push was not working, that they did change it up. They went red stairs, they got landing control, but I mean, that was about it. And then they couldn't convert. Cat saying nice kill from PSK, expecting to push top pantry stairs, but and I think you're just going to almost send it off to sight. Yas probably doesn't even know where he just died from. In all fairness, Palu, cheeky spot, and an Ask as well. 4 versus 2, it's 6-zip. I mean, this might end up being a 7-0, which is just downright disgusting. This is not good enough at all from DWG Gaming. They do not look like the best team from APAC, because quite frankly, they're not.
I'm going to start talking about Team Liquid now, because I can't hop on with DWG anymore. Liquid are running amok. It looks like they're actually having fun whilst playing. You know, not very often do you find a kill like you did with PSK there at the top of pantry, and then swing pantry after finding that kill, considering it was such a long time after finding the kill. So very much Team Liquid are kind of hitting that flow state at the moment where things just feel really comfortable. Everything seems to be working. Everything seems to be hitting. You look at Resets. Resets has been a little bit of an animal. You know, only dying once, and you think about the 3K that he pulled off to bring back that, was it a 4 versus 2, something like that? Like, some of these rounds are also coming down to some pretty decent Team Liquid play, but the attack now is where we get to see them shine.
I think Liquid's actually gotten better as the game has gone on. The first couple of rounds were a little bit sloppy and probably, you know, a handful of column A and column B, and in column A was DWG not very good, and Liquid just kind of basic siege. But as the half went on, I felt Liquid was like smelling blood in the water and being like, these guys aren't that good. They're struggling. We can keep punishing them. And really, every round just got worse and worse and worse for DWG Gaming. So that's concerning for DWG Gaming KIA, because you've just basically played Team Liquid into form, and everyone else in this tournament's going to be like, here we go. Now they've just got a 7-0. They're feeling themselves. They're confident, and they've been played into form by DWG, who are just, I don't know, not mentally here, which is concerning because they weren't actually all that bad. The Space Station Gaming match was really, really good. So they definitely had eyes on that match and on that matchup, but they've just not turned up here at all. And I'll be surprised if this is not 7-0. Liquid probably just playing completely in confidence. Nesk ready to just send it in as well with the Amaru grapple. But yeah, it's all Team Liquid.
As a famous godfather of O Siege once said, it's 95% mental, and I'm sure after Liquid's game against Wild, their mental would have been chalked. But you know, showing this, like you said, playing them into form, I mean, this is just the perfect opportunity for Liquid to take this and run away with it. And we go to Oregon next, which I don't trust. I don't trust DWG on, more so because I trust Liquid more.
Yeah. You know? and by the way, there's absolutely zero saving strats for an event of this nature. That is the biggest cop out that I could hear. It is seriously twice the prize pool of the Berlin Major. They've got SI points in the bank because of stage 1, because of stage 2. Like, I wouldn't be worrying about that. This is just atrocious gameplay. And we've seen DWG, me and you, Rob, we've done obviously a lot of APAC for a long time. This is probably one of the worst matches I've ever seen from them. Now, they can bounce back on Oregon. I generally believe they can, but it's a cop-out. This is atrocious.
Yeah. Not often I agree with you, Xenox.
No, it doesn't happen often.
No.
And look, full credit to Liquid. To be fair, now already, right, in this round, it's been slow.
Yeah.
DWG Gaming playing pretty stock standard Villa defense. Good hold, top round stairs, hasn't been cleared, shield's still up. So it's just a rush onto site. Who's watching this though? They've just walked into Aviator. Like, okay, Woogie finally gets the kill, but that's from stat, Rob, from stat.
Yeah, I don't know where this is. Well, Woogie's absolutely gone massive there to just allow KIA into this. holding on deeper lines now. You know, they don't have kit here, so Liquid have to make the move. This might allow DWG to get back into position. Cat saying still behind Volt. All the players are across this side of the map now, so it's got to be a big ask. Palu finds the kill. The 7-0 was on the agenda. Ask goes down, and now it's all on to Nesk. A 7-0, the clean sweep to begin with. He has been smoked off. The flash comes through. Oh no! The Hillkeeper barrier! Oh, it's unreal! Oh, Nesk! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Imagine that's a 1v1 and he gets that.
I just don't even know what I just saw. He runs through the smoke, Babe throws a flash, basically flashes himself. That was something from Nesk, and probably to win that round from there, it had to be something, and it almost was. Big play from Coated at the end of that round. And look, better from Damwon Gaming, much, much better. Pretty standard defense, AVG, good hold, Brown Stairs. The only blemish was allowing the push into Aviator and almost getting a sneaky plant down. If it wasn't for Woogieman from Stat, with I think it was almost like the SMG or something, but
yeah,
that shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't just be allowing them to literally walk into sight that freely, getting plant down and requiring your Stat player to shoot from halfway across the map to salvage the round. So again, concerns for Damwon, but a little bit better, and they can build from that. Even if they don't win this map, you can still build some form going into Oregon. That's the beauty of a best of three. Yeah. They should know that themselves. They won Chalet the first map of the series against SSG, and then SSG came back and won the next two. So you can't be heads down and feeling as if you can't win. Build form, not just at least, if not for winning this map, at least for the next one.
Well, that's it. You can't have your heads down, but you know the analogy head down, bum up is what they've got to do, right? They don't have a choice here. They have to stick their feet into the sand. They've got to ensure that they're just immovable from here on out. Now, do they need to win Villa? Like you said, no, they absolutely don't need to win Villa, but momentum is such a key factor.
100%.
So, you know, without taking these last couple of rounds, like if you just completely ignore the first half and DWG can get 2-3 rounds here, I'm convinced that we could have a competitive Oregon. But if they go back and I would say almost like reform, oh, this is dangerous. This is so dangerous. He's not going to know he's there. Katsang gets absolutely deleted. His keeper barrier is basically a hiding zone for Liquid there.
It's been rough for Katsang 2-8, but I mean, Rin 1-6. That's 4 maps now where Rin's going so negative, it's not even funny. It's a real shame too, because I believe Rin actually had a very good stage for Damwon Gaming Kia. I might quickly make sure that that's actually correct. And yeah, it is. Almost a 1.2 rating, plus 18 on the KD, pretty much green stats across the board. So it's been a little bit disappointing from Rin on the global stage, but they need to turn it around here. 4 versus 5, Liquid up, early kill. Still a lot of time as well.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Damwon Gaming need to find something back here, Stat Trophy. Where's that going to come from? They can't rely on Coated. He has to just hold this Astro Stairs position. It's
there we go. There we go. The good thing for DWG at the moment is Liquid have to push into them. Palu does manage to find one back. Woogieman is certainly giving DWG a little bit of a space to create something magical, but it may well come to an abrupt end. Palu shuts down Coded. Yas has to go absolutely nuclear from here on out. He knows that there's a player over toward Astro, but it won't make a difference. The player from Stat closes things out. 7-1 for Liquid.
Oh, it's fitting.
Oh.
It is, isn't it? So the last 3 games that Liquid have played, 7-1, 7-1, and guess what, Rob? The third one, 7-1. But this time in their favor, they get a taste of it themselves. Yeah, that is a sad sight there for Damwon Gaming, who are obviously not happy with that performance at all on their map pick. And it's not just a pick, it's their map. It's like their home map, essentially. 10-2 record, make that now 10-3. They'll be obviously distraught. They'll be disappointed with that effort, with that performance, but you can't take anything away from Team Liquid, who really grew into the game. Started a little bit sloppy. They were benefiting from Damwon Gaming playing even more sloppy, but as they started winning those rounds, I think the confidence was growing for Team Liquid. They started to really grow into the game and started to dominate. 7-1 victory. to Liquid, by the way, not Damn One Gaming, but that's believe me. If you've just tuned in, no, it is not a 7-1 loss to Liquid.
Could you imagine?
They've had too many of those today, but obviously deserved victory.
Yes.
On Damn One's map pick, flawless defense, 6-0. You couldn't ask for a better half, and I think outright favorites to just 2-0 this on Oregon.
Well, that's just it. We go to Team Liquid's statistically, best map. They've got a plus 13 round differential on it, 4-1. There's not many places you can look at this map and say, nah, this just isn't good enough. Like, they've got a 68% defender-sided win rate and a 54 on attack. This is just, this is really big danger sign for DWG. And they... I don't want to be that negative person, but I think I've got to be. If they don't pull together for this final, for this map, then I do start to look at, things like Berlin and go, oh, hang on.
There's nothing wrong with being negative, Rob, because if we're positive 24/7 and we're never negative and we're never pointing out bad things, then you can't take our word, right? I'm happy to praise Damn One Gaming KIA. I'm a big fan of their work, especially being from APAC. They dominated Stage 1 in the regular season, did it again in Stage 2. Okay, they fell short a little bit in the Stage 1 playoffs. We know what they can do internationally. From the APAC region, they're a team that can get results. But that performance there on Villa is arguably the worst performance I've seen from them.
Yes.
Myself, like me viewing it.
Personally, yeah.
And on a big stage like this, against the Team Liquid, who just lost 7-1, 7-1, they were down, they were there for the taking, and you come out and you put out that performance. That first half was dreadful. They're better than that. And that's the good news for them, is they are better than that. That's not the Damn One Gaming we expect. That's not the Damn One Gaming you will see again. So hopefully for their sake, they can come back strong on Oregon. If not there, obviously they'll have the Berlin Major to redeem themselves.
Well, they're going to have to pull themselves up by their socks, that's for damn sure. Dust the saddle off, get back on the horse, because we are headed to Oregon after this short break.
5 seconds.
Well, that was an abysmal Villa from DWG. But if you want to talk on the positive light, Liquid are looking in phenomenal form after what was a very, very strange upper bracket match from them against Wild. They lost 7-1, 7-1, only to go into the lower bracket and defeat DWG. 7-1. We now go to Oregon, and the 7-1 train, I actually think, is continuing over on the mainstream. We might have a look back at that in a little bit. Oh no, Wild have actually sent it to 6-2. They were close to getting 7-1. There would have been 4 7-1s in one night, but it's not to be. Oregon, really, for here, this is Liquid's playground.
You would expect that, but I mean, we said, and I said the same for Demo Gaming on Villa. I said that that was going to be a game they were going to 100% win, and they 100% lost. Never even showed up, never even looked like it. So who knows at this point? I mean, this tournament has already shown us that on an international stage, especially for these teams that have a lot to fight for, and the regional differences, the cross-regional play, it does not play to the statistics, whether that be home map advantage, whether that be attacker defender sided maps, none of it matters. The only thing that has actually sort of struck my attention, all the bans, Rob, all night tonight have actually been spot on.
Yeah.
Like, they've all been staple bans that you expect to see. We haven't seen anything too crazy.
The Twitch.
So, well, yeah, the Twitch was the only one in that one map. Like, that's it. Everything else has been pretty spot on. So we see that again here. My only thought process, though, is it does leave the Flores available on Oregon.
Yep.
Which, if you're not bringing Flores, the only site you probably won't actually bring it is Kids Dorms. So this is probably the only time you may not see the Flores, but everywhere else you should be using it since it is now available.
I suppose for Liquid, rather for DWG, should they lean into it, Mirror's back in play. But I actually go back to my previous point in talking about anything that I see when it comes to Mirror. It's either banned or it's just not played, because the ban rate is so high on Mirror that no team is prepping stats to play with a Mirror. So whenever it's up, it's still not used. I'd actually love to see what would happen if teams stopped banning Mirror altogether, whether we would start to see like heavy Mirror strats. I feel like way back in 2019 I was seeing a fair bit of it, but it's dropped off so much. Anyway, Oregon and Liquid starting on the attack. If they can set the tone nice and early, DWG are in so much trouble. There is Rin, I think, over in Small Tower that might try to play a little bit of the old business, but he has fallen back to dining for now.
Yeah, and I want to quickly get this out there as well, but Oregon, when we talk about defender attacker sided stats, 60%. It is in both Brazil and in APAC North, and pretty much region wide. It is a very defender sided map, 4-2-half territory. That's the minimum for Down Gaming. I'm not even looking at 3-3 as being good enough. They need 4 rounds here at minimum in this first half if they're going to be having a successful Oregon. So pressure on them obviously from the get-go. Team Liquid, they only needed 2 attacking rounds. If they get a couple of those early on, it puts the pressure immediately onto Down Gaming. And yeah, Nas getting that opening kill onto Rin, big factor on Oregon. I'm a little perplexed though, why we're going Kids Dorms straight away and not going down to basement. That's a little bit confusing to me. This is generally the tertiary site. Attackers have gotten very good at attacking into Kids Dorms. As well as actually pretty much attacking on this entire map, but it's still very defender-sided.
That's just it, because Oregon's been played so much, it really has started to shift the meta quite dramatically, and especially with the meta itself, like where it's actually, the overall macro of the game, very much is starting to favor the attacks in just a way that we've never seen before. Liquid on their attack with the opening kill. This gives them a lot of room to move, and that's the problem. Yas has just been shut out. Katsang, at the very least, finds a pretty crucial trade. That's Nesk, who's found the opening 2 kills. Coded going low, has to stay alive here. If he goes down, round over.
That is an awkward position, though, to be sitting in. And yeah, probably better off to just sit back in this corner and wait here. 50 seconds, no more gas babes though, but that's a tough spot, especially when you don't really have top right stairs control. Oh, that is super aggressive though from Coden. Catches Ask off guard.
Oh, Coden! good.
Goes big, but so does PSK, brings it back to 2 versus 2. Diffuser's still over towards that game's wall position, but Palu pushing up white stairs. Coated low on health, Katsang around half, and just sneaky like has got top white control, but time, it's a factor, and they haven't got this diffuser.
No, he's just thrown, oh my word, 10 HP on Katsang, 5 on Coded. It's only going to take a feather to hit them, and they'll both fall down. Katsang sitting back in the corner. He could go huge. Katsang and Coded, both on 5 to 10 HP, have clutched up huge for DWG.
Yeah, much better from Damwon Gaming, honestly, than what we saw anything on Villa. Absolutely anything. Look, Kid Storms, it's 50-50. The map itself is pretty defender-sided, 4-2 territory, courtesy really of Kitchen Meeting, and along with Basement, especially Laundry Supply, is very defender-sided. But that Kid Storm site, you've got to be winning those, and it's a good sign there for Damwon Gaming. Not clean, not flawless, not a full command on the round, but you don't need that in this series, Rob. You can win in a rather unconvincing way, but you're winning. That's all that matters. Build that confidence as a team off the back of a dismal Villa 7-1 loss. Just getting this opening round, it can build confidence in the team. Good signs as well from Katsang, who obviously struggled a little bit on Villa. Goes 3-0 to start with.
Yep. That's the way to do it. It is the only way to do it. Down to the basement. This is the territory for Liquid that we're probably going to question the most. Ask on the blitz.
Attackers are moving.
Sticks it as well, even with the attacker repick. This is going to be very intriguing. I would dare say it's got to be a blue push. It's got to be into elbow, and it's going to be quick. The observer can quickly go up to the north. There we go. They are going to absolutely send it into elbow. Are they going to contest nice and close? Yes, they are. Katsang goes down. There's no one on the free-throw line, so they can't even stop the players running past elbow. Ask cannot die here, though. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart. Just like that. Coated once again. The man, the myth, the bloody well legend is going massive. Triple kill with a shotgun. And it's just Palu left.
That's why they say Coated is goated. He is honestly the standout for this team. And even on Villa, even in that dismal loss, was somewhat of a shining light. Wookie Man to finish it off on Palu. Questionable there from Liquid. I don't hate it, but these rush attacks on Laundry Supply never really work out. You've got to play into the site a bit better than just trying to catch your opponents off guard, and getting elbow controls not really going to win you the site. Really, really well played from Coated. Better again as well from Damwon Gaming, and this is one thing that Liquid need to be concerned about. If you give Damwon Gaming a glimpse, if you give them some form, they'll take it, and we know what they're capable of. It's a best of 3 for a reason. Yeah, you absolutely demolished them on Villa. That was their map pick. Well, who's to say they can't do the same thing on Oregon? It's your map pick, it's your map. Who's to say they can't just do what you did to them on Villa?
And now this is basically a free attempt at, kitchen meeting, which yeah. It's much of a muchness on the tertiary side of either dining or meeting. I know that meeting has definitely become the more favorable of the two. Which is, it's a team's choice. Meeting in APAC.
5 seconds remaining.
What, a team's choice, or?
Well, yes, but also I think kitchen meeting has always been the more preferred site.
No. End of last year, dining was 100% with the shower extension. They had the showers extension.
No, I don't even think that was end of
and
last year. I think that was start of last year.
Oh, it could have been. My timeline's absolutely
all over the place.
just like DWG, all over the place. Even in this map, they are all over the place, but in a very good way. Like that first round, they lost the opening 2 picks, and then, like you said, the goated Coated just makes it work.
I will say, though, again, remembering what I said at the start of this, is that Liquid only needed 2 rounds. Defender side at Oregon, so the emphasis has always been on Damwon Gaming to start well here on Oregon. And yes, they have, which is good, because they definitely did not do well on Villa. They've already doubled the round tally from Villa here in the 2 rounds. So, look, when you're on the defense of Oregon, all you could do is just win your rounds, take it 1 round at a time. For Liquid, they get still 4 more rounds to find 2. That's not bad, 50% strike rate, and a good opportunity here as well. Kitchen meeting. where if they really do slow things down, play into the map, open up this wall, get addict control, do the standard Oregon checklist, I think that they can then bring it back and get around. But this is where now Damwon Gaming, you look at Cat saying on that smoke, shotgun, 3 gas babes, probably the most important role holding that meeting wall.
Gonna find the early intel on the player who was trying to flank up into Trophy. Halu, undetected. This is so dangerous, but yes, bests him in the 1v1. Not even any damage done to Palu, and we saw just before he flicked off the point of view, literally looking in the same direction. And now, really, this is where you back in DWG. With the smoke, 3 canisters left, there's only a minute for Liquid to make something work. They don't have enough control. They don't have vert control. This is not looking good.
Yeah, vert control, or the lack thereof, is what concerns me the most. They have got the wall open, though, meeting. That is at least something. Trying to get a little bit of information with that Rotera drone. Nesk over towards main stairs, but I don't see any addict control there from Team Liquid. 38 seconds. Resets, though. Hello, this is a very intriguing point. A very intriguing push in, which has got Liquid back into the round all of a sudden. So loses a big 1v1 crucial fight with Kotan. Up close. Wins out. Yas as well gets through the resets. And suddenly Damwon KIA are absolutely here to play on Oregon. Early days, but it's a 3-0 start on the map pick of Team Liquid. Good signs from Damwon Gaming.
Resets nearly gives the reprieve to Team Liquid that they were looking for. And then from there, it's the ones that just are not going their way. DWG will be really cheering at this point. I guess Liquid, they're in these rounds, that's the thing. Like, apart from that second round where they go for that blitz rush on elbow, they're in these rounds. They are looking dangerous. And some of it is coming down to 1v1s that unfortunately are not going their way. You think back to Palu getting in behind enemy lines, losing the one with Yas, then again with Coded coming down the kitchen hallway. There's only so many places he can go. DWG are still in control of this match, but I definitely am not counting Liquid out by any means.
No, I mean, you can't. Right, we've got 3 more rounds to go. There's still only need 2 of those. Worst case, you get 1, but I mean, if that happens, I'm backing in Damwon Gaming.
10 seconds left before
And we go to Kids Dom, though. I mean, this is the site that me and guys always like to talk about. But although these days, Rob, I actually feel like it's actually Dev and Mandy that always bring that up. Every single time I listen, they're always like, well, this is where Gus and Xenox would talk about Kids Doms. Look, the truth of it is, when you look at Oregon in a nutshell, Laundry Supply has a very high defensive win rate. Kitchen Meeting is sort of 3rd on the list of sites, but does well generally for the defenders. So Kid Storms, which is, I personally think, a really, really well-designed site. You've got so many options for attackers, but also so many positions for defenders. There's so many different ways that you can play it. Games Wall, Attic, big window, the push through as well. You know, from Armory Hallway, you've got bedroom. There's so many different ways that you can push onto this site and play it. I mean, heck, you've even got a small tower defender this particular round from Yas. I'm not a big fan of this one, but I mean, hey, again, it's something else. So it's a really, really good site that's quite versatile.
This is dangerous though, because I mean, if it's anyone but the Sledge out there, you're probably wasting an additional 20 seconds, but the Sledge just makes light work of this. This is going to be an unbelievable nade. Oh, if that makes its way through, I think Yas is dead for sure. Regardless, now they've either got to flush him out completely or just disregard what's going on over in Small Tower, because that's not where the objective is. That's not where the issue is at the moment. Where was Cat saying then? Nice. Nice name.
Corner stations, I'm assuming, still in effect, obviously, from Rin, but down. Gas Babe again from Coded, only 1 left, still 90 seconds left. Not ideal. 6-0. Honestly, it feels like he's going to have to be 9-0 by the end of this round if Damwon Gaming to keep this flawless. But yeah, this is just Liquid picking apart Damwon. Well, make it 7-0 from Kotan.
Again!
Half health, inside master bedroom. Good position as well for the long run. If you can keep Ask at bay here on this balcony outside, that's a player down. That makes it then 3v3 on site in the map. Never mind. That's a wonderful angle from Nesk.
That was dirty. If Cody gets back on side, or even if he stays in Master there and holds off another player, honestly, I'm calling Coded for MVP of this series. He has been unbelievable, giving every opportunity to DWG that they could ask for. And Liquid are setting themselves up perfectly, but Woogieman with the SMG-11 does not falter, and nor does Katsang. Speaking of players that are goated, Katsang is going nuclear, and Liquid once again, the ball has been dropped, and I don't know whether it's retrievable. Woogieman is now in a 1v1 with Nesk.
Well, retrieves the diffuser and runs straight over towards Kids, and we'll get that plant down. Woogieman, do you have the info? No, not quite. Bit of a random nitro cell up top right. Nesk, though, do you know where he's coming from? The answer looks like it's a big resounding yes. Top white stairs is the call. That's the angle being held. Woogieman, the pre-fire shot, but he hasn't got the full information either. Ness doesn't have to move, doesn't have to give away his position. Don't give him a sound cue. In a 1 versus 1, half health for Woogieman, or just about. Ness getting a little bit antsy in the middle of the room, gets punished. There's no reason to be standing in the middle of Kids. Woogieman gets given an absolute freebie. It's 4-0 to Damwon Gaming.
Bomb defusing attempt failed. Defenders win.
What is going on? In the politest possible way, what is going on? From a 2 versus 4 down to the 1v1, and then the 1v1 finishing the way it does. Liquid are seriously dropping the ball here. Like, they should well and truly be in control of this game. Right now, DWG, they take Villa. Liquid take Oregon, and both teams are messing up their map pick. Something horrid. The opportunity for Liquid, as we said, is still here. We're not discrediting that. It's only 4-0. A 4-2 is still pass mark. But boy, if you let it go 5-1, just book it for a DWG win.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. I still feel like that last round though, Liquid had to find victory to just relieve some of that pressure valve, and yeah, clearly now feeling it, having this timeout and getting some words from the coach and how maybe they can turn this around. As you said though, I mean, they're still in a position where if they win the next 2 rounds, it's actually a good half for them, right?
Yeah.
It's a weird one, isn't it? But there's every chance in the world that they turn this into a 6-0 Damwon Gaming. The only thing I will say, you know, you can kind of compare this to Villa. I felt on Villa that Liquid were in more control than what I'm seeing from Damwon Gaming. Some of these rounds have gone the distance, right? In the rounds themselves, they've been a little bit more back and forth. We're seeing Liquid still finding shots. I mean, obviously, Nask is a big factor for that with 6 kills. Resets has had a couple of good moments as well. Back on Villa, it just felt like it was an onslaught, an avalanche. It was just Team Liquid the whole way through, and it never even looked like having a close round where a result in those rounds was going to be any different. But yeah, Damwon Gaming, though, just edging some of these kind of 50-50 rounds. And then the other 50% of the rounds have been very, very clean. So a much, much improved performance from Damwon Gaming. If we're going to give them, you know, a big criticism for Villa, well, you're going to give them a big pat on the back here for Oregon, considering this is the map pick of Liquid. They've had so much success on this map. Not exactly the map of choice either for Damwon Gaming, and they've turned it around off the back of a dismal performance. It reminds me a little bit of Dexter, actually, from SSG, who was disastrous on Chalet, and they just turned it on for the rest of the series and was impeccable. Well, maybe Damwon Gaming can do the same thing, but on a team level.
Quite big to see. And it's important for them to do so as well. It is just... At this current moment, this is, I mean, outside of DWG, the biggest stage most of these teams will play on. But even for DWG, not only is this incredible experience going into what is, you know, the Berlin Major, but also the money on the line is so serious, it's not even funny. It's bags on bags on bags. And to find yourselves in a lower bracket, losing out in a fashion that would have been similar to Villa had they not have, you know, pick themselves up, well, big warning signs. Now we're really flipping the storyline altogether. And as Liquid make their way into the actual map, DWG are playing really calculated and just calm at the moment, which I'm not going to lie, it surprises me, Xenox.
I just want to see Ren find a bit of form, though. I feel like that's the last piece of the puzzle for Damwon Gaming for this series. They can probably win the map from here without Ren playing super well. A lot of people will look at Ren's performance on an international stage and start to piece together that it's not the best, but domestically, very, very sound for Damwon Gaming. And a big part of why they are so good domestically. Had a pretty abysmal pillar, but I mean, in fairness, so did the rest of his team. A minute left in this round, though, which has gone by. There's no real major event happening. And still 5v5. No real impact. As resets now, are they looking to make this push? Nesk actually finding a kill on to Coded. If there's a play to get rid of, that is the one. Smoke down, Coded down.
Now the heroics are all but shut. And that late round denial is all but gone. You've got a couple of C4s there, but there we go. You said it, Xenox. You asked the question, was Ren going to appear? Cat saying, oh my, what on God's green earth has happened here? Ask, the last to remain, finds himself a quick double. Nearly the triple as Yash tries to swing into him there. But it's 5 on the trot for DWG.
I mean, this might actually be the quickest 3-map series we've ever seen. I tell you what, 7-1 into a 5-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. I mean, I think actually, if we had have gone to overtime, we would have actually only just finished the first map.
Yep.
So, and yeah, we're almost finished the second map. And it's staggering. I don't know. The entire day today, Rob, we've been trying to bring the statistics and analytics into this to try and dissect some of these performances, to even predict how we think things are going to play out, and we've been wrong every time.
Yep.
I mean, egg on my face, it is what it is. Sometimes you're in this position where you've got to obviously give your opinion, and the fact that it's been wrong every time, what can I say? It really highlights though what's been a fun day.
Yeah.
If we were right every time, it would be boring. It would be easy to predict, and no one would care. And that's what makes it exciting when teams show up where you don't expect it. They got trounced 7-1 on their map. What am I meant to say? Oh yeah, they're 100%. They're fine. They'll come back on Oregon, which is, you know, check Liquid's map pick. Like, no, you're fully expecting a 2-0 from that point, and Damwon Gaming to bow out. But that's where you give all the plaudits, all of it, to Damwon Gaming in their ability to respond, and respond in this fashion on this map of Liquid's map pick. I mean, kudos, absolutely kudos. Now, finish the job, and let's go to Skyscraper.
That's it. We're pretty much there. We've got one foot in the door of Skyscraper. But is there yet another twist? A Liquid able to find their way back here. Big resounding no so far. Does not mean that it can't happen. You're probably looking to Nesk to really find anything in these rounds, because the rest of Liquid have just been absent altogether. Nesk has been the one opening rounds, has been the one trying to find those big clutch moments. Time and time again, it's just not enough. And DWG have 2 players above for Liquid to deal with, and last time Liquid didn't deal with them and tried to approach site in which they were shut down quite quickly.
And it's quite prominent. You look at Gas, Cat Sang, Coated. I mean, big names for Damwon Gaming, especially Cat Sang and Coated. It's no surprise. They're leading the way, and Damwon are finding success from it. And Yas's EDDs there getting caught out by Team Liquid. That's fine. He'll have the Nitro Cell anyway for the late round. Minute 20 remaining. Palu over towards Small Tower, making his way in towards Dining. Can get close to Kitchen, get close to site control, and yeah, it's almost like, hey, where is everyone? Like, what's going on? He's just walking his way in, bot white, gets a bit of info. Obviously, I think still need to clear above, but I mean, that's a lot of information from Palu.
That it is. So the kit's over at the back of rear stage, so, you know, I don't think that there's going to be a hell of a lot of time, even if they wanted to rotate, so they're going to have to make that play in meeting. which means that where all of DWG's utility is exactly where Liquid are going to have to try and fight through. The good thing about this player being all the way over at Dining is they can cut that kind of congestion out from Kitchen. But here we go, the push with 30 seconds left.
Making his way in. Gasbabe goes out. Katsang finds the kill onto Nesk, and Ask is forced back because of that. Gasbabe, one more as well for Katsang. 20 seconds, they lose resets as well. Woogieman finding that kill. Falling apart here for Team Liquid. Yas takes a bit of a beating, and so does Woogieman falling. Palu, big kill to maybe try and salvage this round, and Ask has got in as well. No more Gasbabes to deny. Gets that plant down. Still salvageable for Damwon Gaming, but Liquid fighting and finding their way back into the round. Big kill from PSK. They're not done with this map just yet. Coated though with a headshot onto Palu, but time will be a massive factor, along with the fact that the plant is down, backstairs control still established as well for Liquid. But if you find that last kill onto Ask, and he's just standing out towards the hallway, that's not the best position. Ask, what are you doing? It's an easy defuse in the end. But Damwon Gaming, it's 6-0.
Bomb defusing.
How did they win that?
Defenders win.
Oh, I'm speechless.
They just have to play someone backstairs and peek last second.
I am speechless. The past two maps, I have no words for. No words.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't expect the 7-1 on Villa, and we're not expecting the 6-0 here on Oregon, and we're questioning as well, where did the Liquid of Villa go?
Where did the defense go? It's 60% win rate on both APAC North and the Brazil League. Like, it's...
Yeah.
What?
It's staggering. So many questions, and well, I guess we'll have time on Skyscraper to maybe get some answers. Which, you know, it's interesting. 7-1 on Villa, 6-0 on Oregon. They neither is going to be able to both get away with that again on Skyscraper. Someone has to win.
Yeah. Yes. I'm telling you, it's going to be another 7-0 on Skyscraper. I can see it.
I don't know who it'll be, though.
No, I don't either. It's a flip of a coin.
Someone's going to win 7-0 on Skyscraper. We don't know who, though. That says it all.
This is going to be the very... I think this is the fastest two-map series I've ever seen in my life. I can't recall another time I saw two maps finish within an hour. This is insane.
Well, I mean, we've seen beatdowns in best of twos, or even obviously a best of three where it's a 2-0. I mean, I think we've seen quick games before. I don't think I've ever seen a best of threes that's this quick, but going to the third map. That I can tell you, I've never seen before.
That's very true. That's very true. I mean, I don't think I've seen 7-1, 7-0. Look, it could end up being a 7-1, but yeah, this is just at this point.
We're gonna get an 8-7 overtime.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. DWG gonna drop the ball here, and
now I will say I've seen one team come back before from 6-0 on Oregon.
So that's
only
Dean
one team. Yeah. Back when they were 7th Heaven, in fact.
Yes.
We're just talking about Direwolves as of their current team name. Yeah, long time ago. Good old 7th Heaven. Now Direwolves in APAC South came back from 6-0 on Oregon. And fun fact, they lost the game anyway in overtime.
They did. That they did.
I think it was against the Knights.
It was Knights. Yeah, it was the Knights. Yeah, it was. And back then they were called the Pittsburgh Knights. That's another little fun fact for you. But keeping our attention here, minute 30 left, and I'm not entirely sure if DWG have found their way into all of the places that they're looking for. But it feels like a construction take and somewhat of a laundry push could inevitably come to fruition. I don't even think they know what they're fully going for yet. Well,
Backstairs
there's still
blue.
a player. You've got, you got Coded over there. That's enough. That's enough to put pressure on.
It's just Coded. Mate, one-man army. I believe in Coated for sure.
Yeah.
They've got Hatch open as well for the drop down from Meeting available. 55 seconds left in the round. So, look, well positioned in terms of actually having a lot of different avenues. Backstairs, you got Hatch drop from Meeting. You've also got Blue. But Nesk sitting in this Harry Potter position. He's getting antsy. Do you want to push? He pushes back, but he pushes into the sightlines of Goated, who's Goated, and gives Damwon Gaming that player advantage now to push onto site. 5-4 Pillar pretty much open. They can push him from blue as well. Is this where Damwon 7-0 Team Liquid could be on the cards? He spots the knees of Palu. Resets falling as well on the Malusi. It was a trade. Still advantage for Liquid. Now Rin in a 1 versus 2. Can't come up big against Palu. But I feel like all this does is set up Team Liquid for a 7-1 loss again.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what ended up happening in that round. It felt like they had enough control at the back of Pillar and ended up losing a hell of a lot of ones from there. I really didn't even know where the players were dying from, if I'm just being completely honest. It was really hard to keep track. I think there was a player at the... No, I'm not even going to try and guess. It's not... it's not enough for me to convince me that Liquid are back in this game, but it's also not enough for me to say
comeback.
No. But the problem is, I also don't believe that was enough to say DWG have done enough to convince me they're going to close out this round either. So I'm in a stalemate. But we do head across to dorms, as we do say. Probably the most important side here on Oregon. Now, one thing that we didn't see as much from in Damwon's camp was the extension. We saw a couple of roams, but we didn't see all that much vertical play from them, which in APAC is actually quite common. We did see them, I think more often than not, DWG were actually falling to the roams around here, but Coated went big on 2 individual rounds through Closet. I don't think that DWG will allow Liquid to do any of the sort here. You can see vertical play, Ask and Resets both ready and prepared to fight anything that comes on that first floor.
Well, it's kind of all set up for another 7-1. Liquid, of course, has already been spoken about many times. 7-1, 7-1 lost to Wild. But then the fact that the first game of this series was a 7-1 as well. This could actually be 4 maps from 4 maps where the result for Team Liquid is a 7-1 win or a 7-1 loss. Like, that is bizarre.
Yeah. I don't think you'll see it again.
The I don't think I've ever seen that. The numerology of that is something that's probably never happened in Siege ever before.
Yeah.
7-1, 7-1, 7-1, 7-1. Like, Dev's going to look at his match tracker one day when he's looking at Team Liquid, and he's going to be perplexed as to 4 7-1s in a row. Yeah,
yeah. Even 3. The likelihood of 3 happening in a row is so abysmally small, it's not even funny. But DWG, they do have the opportunity to make it 4. Definitely want to see Liquid kind of build a little bit of momentum in this second half. As much as I'd love to see the 7-1, I would love to see this go the distance.
I either want a 7-1 or a 6-6, and let's go to overtime. Nothing in between. Coated though with the nade will get rid of PSK, but like the last round, they get the opening kill. It's Liquid that will be able to respond after that, and they responded very, very well in that last round. Big window control for Woogieman, and that's a dangerous position on a Ying. With those Candelas, throw those in, jump in, get Dorm's control. Next, I don't even know how you're alive there. This game's wall position. Absolutely pinched down, can't push out. So low on health, 1 bullet will do the job. And they lost Ask as well. Katsang will just push in. You can just spray your way at that point. It's going to be 7-1 for the 4th game in a row for Team Liquid, unless Palu and Resets have something to say about it, and they very well might.
I think they do, my friend. I think they do. They're both on 5 HP. Make it just Palu. But I feel it. I feel it in my bones. He's going to get a double right now. Look at this. Bang! No, it is Gas that closes it out. 7-1. 7-1. 7-1. 7-1. Liquid cannot break this curse at the moment. But we are headed to Skyscraper in the most random turn of events I have ever seen.
How in the hell has this happened? 4 7-1s in a row. I'm absolutely puzzled. You'll never see anything like that again, unless maybe we go to Skyscraper and see another 7-1. I love it. That's so awesome. That's just like a little piece of history. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be probably someone out there that'll be scouring through all the thousands and thousands of games of Siege being like, hang on, back in 2020, you know. But look, it's perplexing as to how this has transpired in the way that it has. Because if you had have said to me, Rob, oh, Dam1 wins 7-1 on Villa, and then Liquid wins 7-1 on Oregon, I would have said, well, firstly, that's a bit weird, but yeah. I can kind of see it. The fact that it's actually happened in reverse on the other's map pick, on the other's dominant map, it's a little bit crazy. I mean, I look at Dam1's Oregon, like halfway through that, I'm like, is it actually that good? Like, it's their third most banned map, right? The only maps that are banned more are Theme Park and Cafe. They do have a 2-1 record, but the last time they played it, they lost 7-3, and their stats and their rate and their numbers are not good on it at all. They're only +3, so they're not really like dominant on it. Whereas Team Liquid, as you said at the start of this, it's their best map in terms of round differential, +13, 4-1 record. Everything points. They had a 70% defensive win rate. I didn't really see it working out for them there in that second half on the defense. So, look, it's perplexing, but that's what makes Siege entertaining at times. It's hard to expect what's going to happen on Skyscraper.
Well, that's just it, right? We're going to have to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, because I'm sure it's going to be OT to decide which team is knocked out first here in Gamers8. Don't go anywhere. Skyscraper's up after this.
Sending Gemini!
Welcome back to Gamers 7+1. That's right. It has been 7-1 4 times in a row for Liquid right now. But of course, they won one, they lost one, and we're going to Skyscraper. And this is going to be an OT. It has been scripted. It's been written in the skies. We are going to get the full series here, and it's basically just back to a best of one, Xenox.
Yeah, look, I also feel like we may end up going into the first 4 rounds and it's 2-2 and we just lose our minds considering that we can't have 5-7-1s in a row. But look, it's a difficult series to dissect when you have a 7-1 into a 7-1, but it's the opposite result. What I will say is when we look at Villa, Damwon Gaming were absolutely flawless, probably even more flawless. Team Liquid were absolutely flawless on Villa, more flawless I think than even Damwon Gaming on Oregon. Oregon was a little bit messy at times. It was still a really good performance from Damwon. I think at any time you win 7-1, you've done a lot right. Yeah. But I did feel like Villa was even more dominant from Team Liquid. But I mean, look, was that a disappointing Oregon from Liquid, or was that a really good Damwon Gaming? Bit of both. And I think you could probably even say on Villa a bit of both as well, to be honest. But I will say, when you're the team responding, right? If you, in Damwon Gaming's case, they were down 7-1 on Villa on their map pick. At that point, you're 1 map away from being eliminated from the tournament. It's very easy to just be like, you know what? Let's make the excuse that we're looking towards the Berlin Major and we, aren't looking at this event, which is an excuse if you were to ever say that. No, what did they do? They respond because they're a team that obviously prides themselves on being able to compete internationally. They don't want that tag that they're a team that only gets it done in APAC. And they've shown that they can do it internationally. A really, really, really mature way to respond there on Oregon sets us up on Skyscraper now for this deciding map. And in some ways, it's a little bit saddening that one of these 2 teams goes home after this next map because they've both shown the ability to dominate.
Well, that's just it. This is going to be our first team eliminated from Gamers8, which kind of seems wild to say, after just one night that either the Korean powerhouse, DWG, will no longer be playing in Gamers8, or the Brazilian horses with Team Liquid are not going to be here anymore. It already is quite crazy, the fact that one of these teams will drop out. But of course, it is just the nature of a double elimination bracket. You at least get 2 chances, and then after that, well, it's all up to the gods. It feels bad.
Looking at Skyscraper though now, and one thing that's very interesting that stands out. So for Damwon Gaming, they actually are the only team that played at this stage of APAC North. They won 7-2 against Cyclops, and a lot of that was actually done on the attack, which the reason why I say that's surprising is that it's a very, very defender-sided map in most regions, and that's backed up as well in Brazil, 63% defensive win rate, which is even higher than Oregon, surprisingly enough. So for APAC North, and well, for Damwon Gaming, I guess, to win out so easily on the attack against Reject is quite surprising. Against Cyclops is quite surprising. So we'll see how they play out. I wonder if this is just going to be now a sort of combination of Villa and Oregon. 7-1 meets 7-1, we go to 8-7. That's sort of the goal. I'd love to see it play out that way. It'd be very fitting that we have an even match for what's now obviously an even series at 1-1.
It'd be nice, but we can't all live in the luxurious world of many round siege. These teams have got things to do and they want to finish this as soon as possible, apparently. Doesn't make a difference which way it goes. I am really curious to see how Liquid do on their defense here. Last map, obviously,
5 seconds left.
A little bit of the questionable finish, but at the very least we saw some moments that could definitely be taken into Skyscraper, and sometimes that last round is just enough motivation to, 1, break the momentum of the team that are obviously out on top by a country mile, and then 2, it gives you some hope leading into the next map that it wasn't a 7-0, which both teams were very, very close to dealing with. So where Liquid find these rounds and how quickly they're able to bounce back on Skyscraper, remembering it's only been like a 5-minute, 10-minute break since that last game, this is the test of a truly good team.
Well, I mean, this entire series, we're on the third map. They've only been playing for an hour and 20 minutes, 2 maps, and now into the third map. It's pretty quick. So it's been very fast paced. And as you said, also a 10-minute break between the last map to this. It's hard to really go over too much. All you can really say is if you're Liquid, you've got to put that Oregon game out of your mind. If you're down one game in KIA, you've obviously got to try and play off of that momentum, that platform that you just built. But don't rely too much on what was. You now need to obviously just worry about this map. That's why a lot of the top teams, they just take it one map at a time for these reasons alone. And already a little bit of a stalemate, early days, but still 5v5, just under a minute 40. Damwon obviously using those drones, trying to get as much intel and information as possible. Liquid not moving an inch. They do not want to put a foot wrong. And on Skyscraper, you don't really have to be too aggressive. It's already a difficult map to really get in. That sort of press up for Woogie Man, trying to push in and getting absolutely pressured by Ask here on the mute. The Nitro Cells didn't quite get the result that he was looking for. Shotgun may just do the trick. Runs even as far as outside. Got the kill coated. Oh, no! Massive solo play to start here on Skyscraper.
Oh, Coded. The top performer for DWG is so unfortunate, and Ask will find a 3K to kickstart Skyscraper. It may go from bad to worse here for DWG if they're not cautious, but with 50 seconds left, we've seen more than enough 2v4s slip away from teams just today alone, Xenox.
That's true. Well, Catstack does find the kill onto Ask, so no heroic 4 or 5k. You say it's starting, 30 seconds, the round is almost ending. They're going to get moving, and Palu finds the kill onto Rin. Only Catstack now in a 1 versus 3, and standing in the middle of the hallway. No, not going to happen, not starting at all. Team Liquid, they are the ones that start well on Skyscraper. Ask started it, Palu finished it.
Yeah, I feel like the Monty is a bit of a mispick from DWG. I mean, everyone bar, I guess probably Rin, and that's maybe flaming Rin a little bit, but everyone outside of Rin has been performing quite well individually. So to bring the Monty, I feel like you're just hindering a player without a rifle. And granted, there are times where Monties are fantastic. And Ask, look, you can't ask more of Ask. It's just not possible. He finds a kill behind the Monty shield and then kills Monty. There's a lot in that round that goes wrong for DWG. But they need to completely, as we've seen already, instead of series to series, they're going to have to round to round. Just completely dismiss what's happened there and focus on what's up next.
Well, all I'm going to say is whoever's won the first round of the map of the series has gone on to win the entire map. And not only that, but obviously on Villa, first half, Rob, was 6-0 to Team Liquid. First half on Oregon, 6-0 to Damwon, and then to start Skyscraper, 1-0 Liquid. You do the math, you add it all up, we'll see what happens. It's actually a bit of an important second round here, because if Damwon Gaming do win this round, it does kind of break this defensive curse. Well, not curse, but blessing, depending on which of your allegiances lie. But remembering, Skyscraper is very defender-sided, so we probably are expecting Liquid. The 4-2 half, like I said, obviously for Oregon, it should apply here as well. It really should. So Liquid should be getting off to a good start, winning the first couple of rounds. There's no world in which that they lose this 7-1, right? Like, they're not losing 7 rounds in a row to an attack of Damwon Gaming on Skyscraper. So for those that maybe hang on to the 7-1 Liquid and want to, you know, bask in that gloriness, it's not going to happen. But Team Liquid still need to do a lot if they're going to win the map.
That's just it. You know, we can only set we can only set expectations, and the 4-2 pass mark for defense is well and truly as firm as we can make it. But you know, we had that for excuse me. We had that for a number of maps, especially in the first matchup, and it really, you know, Theme Park was anything but defender-sided when SSG played. Oh, careful there, Coded. You are the golden boy for DWG. Back away. It's not going to be contested at all here, and speaking of stalemates from last round, it does feel like once again DWG are kind of hitting somewhat of a brick wall in the mid portions of this round. The brick wall apparently hits back.
Even gets a nice shot from Coated. Yeah, 0-2 start. And it could be a 0-2 start for Damwon Gaming as well. And your star player has not really been able to fire a shot. It's saying a lot. It's a good sign for Team Liquid that they've got Coated in control. How does Damwon Gaming respond though? Woogieman. Top restaurant stairs. Yas. Now over towards house stairs. So Damwon at least have some kind of map presence, but Palu from top gets the kill. Now there was one back from Rin, but it's still Liquid that are definitely in the driver's seat here in this second round.
Woogieman really spearheading on the side here. Got to be so careful. This is where the fights can really start to turn just like that. Katsang finds a double. The Ask with a very, very quick trade onto Woogieman makes this near impossible. At least Kit is in hand. He does not have to go and pick it up. But with the time left, Ask no more. Shotgun out in the face. And there you go. You can see Liquid firing up now. And this is exactly what they needed.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the dream start for Liquid here on Skyscraper, the fact that they're on the defense side as well really helps them sort of bounce back from that Oregon loss. Because I honestly feel like if they actually were starting on the attack, Damwon Gaming would be, you know, off to a good start as well and winning their defender rounds on Skyscraper. And that would put so much pressure on Liquid off the back of that loss on Oregon. So, look, really, really good start, really good signs. Can't stress this enough, though. Defender side of Skyscraper. And not only that, but Damwon Gaming did get a decent look in that last round. They had a chance. It was not the cleanest of chances, but an opportunity was there for Katsang to maybe clutch up. Needed a little bit of help from Woogieman if they were going to find victory, but I still kind of have hope. I clutch onto some hope that this match will be even, that we will get a bit of back and forth. We've had our fun. I don't know if I want to see another 6-0 into a 7-1. Although in some ways, if we are to get a dominant one-sided game, it has to be a 7-1. Anything else, I don't want to see it.
Literally.
Yeah.
That would, I don't even want to see a 7-0. It's just
No.
a 7-1 or nothing. 7-1 or an 8-7. There's no two ways about it. So kickstarting Liquid just on a fantastic heater, and DWG need to respond at the moment. Both rounds have been 2 versus 4. And even though there's been, you know, like a glimpse in that 2 versus 4, it just has not been convincing whatsoever. And like you said, the dream start for Liquid, and it truly has been, winning everyone around the map. And then after that as well, like, you look at the utility on site and none of it's even deterred. Like, DWG are not even getting near the armor, let alone the skin. A little bit of contact though, and that would have been nice had someone have been maybe kind of droned ahead, because shotgun on the staircase, you are going to win that every day of the week on a long angle.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Skyscraper, right? It's a map that has a lot of choke points and not a lot of entry points as well. And then you add on, you know, operators like Azami, which can really the kind of operator that can pinpoint these areas. Nesk has just got big inside a pantry. But this is what I'm talking about. They're struggling to just enter the building, Rob, and then pushing through the choke points. Now, as I say that, they find 2 kills back immediately. But that's what Skyscraper can sort of highlight. And that's where Damwon Gaming is just sort of faltering right now. And Team Liquid, you know, to sort of praise them, are playing this really well, playing into these choke points, making it difficult for Damwon to just honestly move around the map, even on site here in Bathroom for Coated. Yeah, you're on site, you've got obviously this diffuser in hand, but they know exactly where you're at, and they've already tagged you up.
Attackers activating diffuser.
2 versus 3 post-plan and I mean, they don't check Yas's position. He could really cut down this rotate. Resets goes really low. But it's from the vertical position again. Fantastically set up by Team Liquid. Hook, line, and sinker. And now Yas, oh my word, they both line up in half a second. But I just don't think he's in a position to clutch this up.
Oh, I don't know. Can he get there? If he times this perfectly, could just start reset. It's going to be so close. No, actually, it was not even that close
It's
at all. He's got
can't shoot through the wall.
in as well. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, the walls
actually
are impenetrable.
That was a very, very long run. I actually thought, I mean, because I anticipated that if you're going to go for that run, you kind of think that you can get back there in time.
Yeah,
but
you're pretty
obviously
prepped.
not. He was not even remotely close in the end, so I'll take that one back. And yeah, 3-0 for Liquid. Look, I mean, this is what I was saying, is that obviously Coda gets in sight, gets the plant down, ends up dying to the Ver that ended up shooting him in the foot in the first place prior to him even getting the plant down. They already knew he was there. So they knew he was on site, they had the Ver. It just all came down to finding the angle. You get that kill, 3v1, pretty easy retake. So I don't think Liquid were ever really too concerned at the end of that round, even though Damwon Gaming did get the plant down. And that's 3 rounds now, very quickly, in our final map of this series, that Liquid's off to a great start.
Yep.
And Damwon Gaming struggling at the choke points, struggling at the entry points as well. They're just not getting these opening kills, which is so critical for an attacking team on Skyscraper to push through, enter the map, and enter the building and get through these choke points. It's a big, big task that they're failing at the moment, and Liquid's doing a great job of.
Yep. And honestly, Nesk for Liquid really has been like the entry player and the player opening up these rounds for Liquid from the first map to now. So it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that, you know, that round in particular, he kind of completely obliterates DWG on that opening engagement. And probably going to see a little bit more from him. Really enjoy how aggressive Ask is, by the way. Haven't seen a lot of players that have his prowess in the aggression that he does. It's almost like, to be honest, it's chaotic aggression, yet somehow it seems calculated. It sounds so... It sounds so broken, but it does feel like even when Ask is aggressive, he's not being blazing about it.
Well, he knows what he's doing, but what he's doing is wild. You know?
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it.
And so far, unfortunately, this map of this series has not been very wild. It's been very one-sided again. Yeah, I'm not seeing enough here. I don't like the Montang. I'm personally not actually a big Montang fan myself, Rob. I haven't never really been in a position to rant about it, but I just, unless you're an absolute god Montang player, I just don't think it offers enough. In modern day Siege, I don't think it offers enough. And we'll see. Look, maybe Woogie's going to do something crazy here, but got absolutely bullied back the other way the last time he brought this out. Can he be the bully this time around?
Very well could be. Still can't believe Coded has gone down without a say in 3 rounds now. In comes the E1D, lot of intel. Yas has been able to find a pick. Palu goes aggressive and Ask tries to as well. That could have been really dangerous. If Ask could turn the corner with the shotgun and found the kill, things could have really turned then. Oh, he's getting caught. Palu, do not fall here. If you go down, the rest of the Liquid are forced with a pretty difficult hold, I'm not going to lie.
Well, this is one big strength of Montang, is shutting down a position like backstairs here. So Palu can't really push past it, the Montang, and has to now rotate away. So really sort of highlighting what this Montang can do. Not only that, but when you plant, the shield goes on the back as well. So it can be a very good safe plant option. Yas with the kill onto Nesk, and suddenly Damwon Gaming might have just found the avenue forward to get an attacking round win. They have. They're on the board. It's not a 6-0 half. Hallelujah.
Yeah, it feels weird to say that. 7-1 still on the card, though. That's all I can say. Look, T in the very first round, we did not see anything from DWG purely because Ask went absolutely massive and found what, the double kill with a shotgun outside on balcony, and then went back down the staircase to shut down anyone coming from underneath. So that time we actually get to test the durability of the hold from Team Liquid, and it, again, I think Ask maybe overextends with the shotgun to try and find a kill when the Monty's in, but it's a decision that's being made. So far, we're still yet to really test site defense because there's not a lot there. It feels like Liquid are very much happy to play aggressive, play in the face of DWG, And it's won or lost off of the site where most of this gunplay is kind of taking place.
Well, Skyscraper, though, is a map where you're probably not going to see a whole lot of site defense, in fairness, because you really do utilize the whole map as the defending team. There's only so many entry points, and they're honestly not that far away from each other, so you can actually form some pretty good choke points. And you know, you look at like positions like drums, almost cuts off half the map. You have to push through there a lot of the time, so you have a lot of those kind of, you know, choke points that you have to deal with. And so because you can take those positions, you're not playing on site. Now, in saying that, Exhibition Office can lean into a bit more on-site play. As I say that, it's probably one of the sites that I think does offer more on-site play. Tea Room Karaoke as well, in fairness, but a lot of times if you actually play you can't really play fully on site in Tea Room Karaoke. You'll play drums, you'll play backstairs, you know, you'll play other positions. You might have 1-2 people lingering on site, but that's about it. Otherwise, you just get caught and pinched. So not a whole lot of on-site play. And yeah, Rin obviously sort of highlighting that with the Nomad, right? Those air jabs, so important backstairs when there's going to be a lot of roamers on the defense here for Liquid. So I do like the Nomad. And at times we've even seen Gridlock on Skyscraper.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. That's an operator's name I haven't heard in a while. Oh, Nesk. That's someone's name I have definitely heard a lot more than I think DWG would like. That is the second round so far that he has been on the, I guess on the giving end of the opening kill. But, you know, from here on out, this is...
poor Rin.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better. I do feel like this defense in particular is so hard to crack, especially when you're going for this sweep. Unless you find the opening kill, it just goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, and this is also what I'm talking about. Like, look how long it has taken them to push into T-Room. I mean, it's not even the site.
Yeah.
So you're on the other side of the map, really, and you're already getting pressured by the defense. So they're not going to allow you to just freely push in towards site. They're going to put the pressure on early, and this is really good defense from Team Liquid. They're not really giving Damwon Gaming much of an inch here at all. Coated, it's not the worst angle. Expecting maybe someone on Liquid to get a little bit antsy and push and swing. Katsang does find the kill onto Nesk, but time is a factor, and there's the run from resets, and Coated, patience is a virtue. Finally gets that kill that he was looking for. Palu on site now, PSK as well, and Ask over in VIP. So 30 seconds left. Now we see some on-site defense come to fruition.
Well, this is really the site that you're going to see it, if any. Very hard at this point for DWG to make it through these choke points unless people like Palu step out into the open and give free picks. He's going to try and play behind bar. Headshot angle. 10 seconds left now. It's only dwindling for DWG. They're going to cut it down to the wire as per usual. Woogie Man still yet to find someone. Ask steps up and it is all shut down. DWG cannot find a way to crack this Liquid defense.
Well, that little bar rotate, I know Palu for a split second looked like it was really out in the open there in that hallway, but in the doorway, but it just put so much doubt into the minds of Damwon. They just froze. They saw that bar rotate and they're like, okay, well now what do we do? How do we get him out of that position? We've got no utility. They used everything they had prior, just getting into T-Room, and they don't have the time to try and flush him out. So knowing that he's just sitting behind bar, doesn't have to peek, you can't even push into site at that point. It's almost worse that they did have the intel of that rotate. So, and yeah, time was a factor too. But there was about 5 seconds left, and Katsang wasn't even close to site with the diffuser. So concerning for Damwon Gaming that round. So much time it took for them to just push through T, and in the end, didn't even really get to test that on-site defense of Liquid. As soon as they got to site, Liquid just ate them up for breakfast. And 4-1. Will it be a 5-1 half? Or can Damwon Gaming salvage a second round? They have to, at minimum. They need to win this round. If they lose this round, they're probably out of the tournament.
Look, I think Nesk's play from Pantry is probably the only shining light from Team Liquid's defense on this round that they had in particular. Kind of unraveled everything that DWG were trying to achieve. So in this position here, I'd love to see what would happen if DWG don't lose those early 2 picks. If they don't falter on the opening kill in this round, I feel like Liquid may well struggle a little bit more. I could be completely wrong, but this side's probably, you know, the least favorable in terms of everything we've seen so far.
Oh, a big opportunity. Coated has to hit a little bit more of that. It's not an easy shot. I don't think they were fully expecting resets to just push out like that. And Coated also still had a bit of barricade in front of him, so kind of blocked a bit of vision as Nesk gets a kill onto Yas. That's advantage Liquid again. And on a map like Skyscraper, Rob, if the attack is down 4-5, it's so difficult. You're already struggling to push through so many choke points. Don't have the numbers to just throw bodies at it either now. This is a bit of a cheeky play from Coated. Resets, if he does swing, he dies.
Yeah, instantly. He saw the drone go past, so easily knows that there's information. PSK, though, could just sit there and support. Provided Resets doesn't get too aggressive, just like that. That's a shot you got to hit. That is an opportunity that is absolutely squandered on land. You cannot let a player get away like that.
Well, it was a bit of a shoulder peek in fairness, right? So it was a quick little check from Resets. He was never swinging. He was never shooting there. He was just shoulder peeking, and those are very difficult because it's so quick, so rapid. You don't really get to see a whole lot of the player peeking either. That was just a really good shoulder check. Got the info onto Coated. At that point, then Coded's position is obviously no longer warranted to hold, and now there's a bit of a reposition for Damwon Gaming. Still down a player, make that 2. Parley gets the kill onto Wookieman, and yeah, falling by the seams now here. It's looking like 5-1 on the cards for Team Liquid.
Certainly is a demanding first half from Liquid, but they've still got to close this out. Banshee in the way of Coated. Rin just on the other side of the staircase, so could shut this down. Oh, what? I thought that maybe have been Coated, but Rin has just gone massive with a double kill. Mate, that Nest stepping up yet again. PSK comes into the fold, and Coated has absolutely no hope. Would have to hit nothing but headshots to close this out, and it's not going to happen. Team Liquid 5-1 up in the first half.
Yeah, not quite 3-6-0s in a row, but I mean, as close as you can get. May as well be. May as well be. I mean, in fairness, the attacking round that Damwon won on Team Room Karaoke was actually pretty good, and as much as they bagged out the Montang, it did have its effectiveness. So it was a well-earned attacking round win, but the other 5 rounds, Rob, I mean, just so defender-sided. The question is, can Damwon Gaming replicate what we just had from Team Liquid? Otherwise, I can't believe it, but we're 2 rounds away from 5 7-1s in a row for Team Liquid. The fact that we're even in this position is just staggering. It'll never happen again. I honestly don't believe it'll ever happen again. If this ends up being 7-1, I don't think you could ever have a team play 5 maps in a row, all with the same result, all being stomps of 7-1. It just surely will never happen again.
You see it, but it is really hard to believe it. You know what I mean, Zelx? It's one of those things.
No, honestly, I'm at the point now where I kind of believe it. We've had it 4 times in a row. You have to start believing that it can happen a bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very much on the agenda here, and it really does depend on how Liquid can approach this attack. T Karaoke, this is a site that really I feel like defenders should have under lock and key, but Liquid are not going to go for the same approach that DWG had. They're going to go from that dragon sweep all the way across. They're going to ensure that they're doing their due diligence on this side of the map. There's 2 players roaming, so they're going to have to deal with this exhibition hold, but after that, they could well open this up completely.
And I love it. And I've seen a couple of teams in APAC South do something similar where on a map that there are issues with entering the building, just go to the other side of the map. It's not a large map when it comes to width. So it's obviously a vertical map, right? But go to the other side, enter safely, start to clear, start to push. And that's where I think a lot of teams have found success on just getting their foot in the door on Skyscraper. Whereas you look at Damwon Gaming, who obviously could not achieve that. They were just trying to go to site too quickly, and every time they were just punished by Team Liquid. So I think Liquid getting the memo here. Skyscraper, difficult to enter. Let's go to the other side. Let's go from different entry points as well, and really try and stretch this defense of Damwon Gaming.
Now the only issue is They've got 1:30 left to get the rest of this work done. And that sounds like a lot of time, but on a tea room karaoke hold, it's definitely not favorable. I don't think they've got drum control either, nor do they have Dragon. So there's still a large amount of space that is completely held by DWG. And really, the test is going to come in about 20 seconds. When we hit phase 3 of this round, the big questions are going to be answered for Team Liquid.
I think they're doing a decent job, though, of really clearing out a lot of different positions and getting a lot of information from that. You know, sometimes you push through positions like pantry, you know, going into kitchen barbecue, and you think, oh, like, there's no one here. Well, that's still intel. That's still information that you've been able to gain. So that's something. But 50 seconds left, still 5 versus 5, Tea Room Karaoke. So many positions that Dem1 Gaming can sort of just hold, go prone, and have awkward spots where Team Liquid's not going to be able to clear. I'm sensing a 5-2 here. I don't think we're going to be getting a 5th 7-1 in a row. Barring a miracle. Carl on the rappel. Arse does get the opening kill. 30 seconds, but still Stoyake to deal with. Has to just run through it at this point and goes down. Nice shot from Coden. Up close with the shotgun. Resets into Maker. Trying to spray through. Yellow pink goes out. They lose numbers though. Nask and PSK cannot survive. And we cannot have another 7-1. It's not happening. And maybe for good reasons. DWG Gaming, they get a defensive round win. They are not bowing out of this tournament just yet.
You know what? Like, I was actually still backing in Liquid there. 4v4. No. They had control on. They had control in Geisha. They had control out on the balcony. They had control also on the karaoke stairs. Like, I think there was a player coming in through drum. I don't know whether they ever ended up committing to that, but they were suffocating DWG on site. And I mean, if you don't know much about the you know, karaoke essentially becomes a kill box, and Tea Room can somewhat be the same. Yeah. So I genuinely thought there might be a world in which Liquid could explode and just take their ones with DWG. But that's also what they were banking on, I think, is those individual ones that were lost, especially over toward, I think it's the eastern side of karaoke. That may have turned the round completely. So yeah. whatever you want to make of it, too bad, so sad. DWG have a convincing round on the board, and that's a really good start to the second half for any South Korean fans.
Just a little update for those watching along in terms of the A stream. It was a pretty comfortable 7-2 victory for SSG on Clubhouse, and Wild win Oregon 7-4. They're one map away from winning the upper bracket final. No, what a fairy tale that may be happening there on the A stream there between SSG and Wild. Staggering. It would get them guaranteed top 4, Rob. Guaranteed top 4. Minimum 150k.
Oh, oh, that's just a bag and a half.
Tier 3 German team. I mean, that is ridiculous.
They're not even in the Challenger League. No. Yeah, they're not even in European Challenger League. They are currently competing in the open qualifiers throughout 2022 to make it into the Challenger League for 2023, and they are currently beating some of the biggest names that we have in Siege. Holy moly.
Well, keep an eye on that. And this is the interesting. We're 8 rounds into our 3rd map. They haven't even started their 3rd map yet either, and that one is also going to 3 maps. That's how quick it's been here. And not only that, but they had a 7-2, 7-4. So some of the fastest best of 3s that are going to the 3rd map I've ever seen, but still. Yep. Minute and a half remaining in this 8th round. Now, I will say, we will have to start getting serious again very shortly, because DWG Gaming on the defense of Skyscraper, if Liquid can't find an avenue to find successful attacking rounds, those defensive round wins will start to stack up for DWG Gaming. And this has all of the hallmarks of going to an OT. Nask, though, with a big nade. Every moment from here for Team Liquid, every kill, every play, so vital. The sooner they can get to match point and close and finish off this series, the better for them. They cannot allow DWG Gaming to go on a bit of a run here on the defense.
Nask has found the opening kill in 50% of the rounds in this matchup. This guy is giving Liquid the biggest hand up you could ever have. Literally just reaching down and pulling them up, giving them every little skerrick of an opportunity, and he finds the second as well. Nesk has been unbelievable for Team Liquid and may well be able to find more, single-handedly putting all the nails around the coffin for DWG. It's now just about the hammer falling in the right position. It's pretty much done and dusted. We are going to map point for Team Liquid on the back of a 4K for Nesk.
Yeah, quad to send them to match series point, and to potentially send Damwon Gaming packing the first team to potentially be eliminated at Gamers8. The only saving grace for Damwon KIA is they're not even going back home, Rob. They'll be going straight to Berlin.
Yeah, very true. Very true. It is the only saving grace in this entire conversation. About what DWG.
They would not be happy. I said at the start of the day, it's almost like a boot camp, right? When you go to these majors, when you go to SI, teams go on boot camps, and they want to play teams in that region that they're boot camping in. I mean, this is the absolute best practice you could have before a major. I mean, it gives you more money than the major, for crying out loud. And have they really got the most out of it? I don't think so. I really don't.
No.
They'll be very, very disappointed with this. And you can kind of see it from them. They have so much expectations from APAC to be the APAC team that does well internationally, and they won't be happy with this result.
No, and nor should they be. If you're content with what's happened here as DWG, then there are big questions, like bigger questions that we need to ask. So I think for Team Liquid, they've got to be really happy with how this series has gone. Obviously, you didn't want to get 7-1 on your own map pick, but so be it. You know, you kind of dust that one off, especially when you're going to perform in this manner. When it counts, and when your backs are up against the wall, the only issue they're going to have is they're going to have to either rematch Wild, who 7-1 them on 2 different occasions, or they're going to have to go up against SSG, who are actually looking pretty damn decent in this tournament.
Yep, certainly so.
That's if they win, of course. Please, I'm not jumping the gun here.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Well, what can Damwon Gaming do from here? Down 6-2, they need to win the next 4 rounds. They are on the defense.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
That actually does mean a lot, Rob, that they are actually on the defense. And the reason why I say that is this entire series has been entirely defender-sided, right? Like, it really has been. We haven't really seen a whole lot from attacking teams. I think it's like 4 attacking round wins over the course of this entire series. Everything else defense. I mean, that is staggering.
Oof. Yeah. Oof.
I think that's like 4 from 24 rounds. I don't know what that percentage is.
You don't want to know what that percentage is either, do you? You don't want to know. It's insane to think, you know, like, if you'd told me at the start of last year this is where the meta would be at, I think I probably would have told you to kindly hop on, you know?
Well, it's interesting because I feel like in recent times, attackers have actually been more prevalent. I spoke to Bosco earlier, and obviously in that series, it was all about the attack. And he was saying the effects of attacker repick and the certain maps that obviously were played out, Chalet, Bang, for example, not a surprise. We've just had some pretty defender-sided maps in this particular series, and it's played out that way. So, not too surprised. But what that also does suggest is for Damwon Gaming, they cannot put their heads in their hands. They can't give up. Defense has been winning out the majority of these rounds. You are on the defense of Skyscraper. It's not impossible to say that you can't win the next 4 rounds.
Yeah. Not by any means. And, you know, if any team's going to do it, you know it'll be DWG. So, Liquid do need to be cautious and not give up anything here. As I say that, Coded, who was definitely goated on Oregon, is nothing but bloated here in this map. That's saying down. Nesk once again finds the kill, and Ask has pretty much cut off the rotate downstairs. As you said, on site, 3 versus 3, the kit's going down.
Oh, a couple of kills though going the way of DWG KIA, and that's forced to ask off of the diffuser as well. Kit was going down, but no more. Rin, massive kill onto resets and starting to find some form as well in the last couple of rounds. Ask in a 1 versus 2 to send DWG Gaming packing from Gamers8, but he has not got a lot of health. They know where he is, and they've got vert control. I mean, he kind of has to push upstairs here. 30 seconds though. He just doesn't have the time to do it all. He doesn't win these. This is going to go 6-3.
Maybe. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does. If he can find this kill before 15 seconds and get back to side, he might be able to put pressure on. But with his HP being so low, it just does not seem doable. I think he thought he might be able to crouch up into the position, but it's not going to happen. And now it's just about dancing and prancing. Rin closing out that round. It looked all but too good to be true for Liquid, and that it was.
Well, obviously, that's not on Ask to win from that position at all. You know, so there's no disappointment there from an individual perspective. And honestly, I didn't think it was all, you know, horrible from Liquid either. Just much better from DWG Gaming. And again, you know, they're on the defensive Skyscraper, so you're expecting them to be able to bring this one back to win the next couple of rounds. It would be fitting that for a series that has had so much one-sidedness, for Liquid to go up and get a 6-2 lead and then succumb to a DWG Gaming comeback themselves, because it would sort of highlight again the one sort of first half and then the second half going DWG's way. So we'll see if that does play out. Still more siege to be played here. DWG Gaming have what it takes to send this one to overtime and still maybe win this, and that would be utterly demoralizing for Team Liquid if that does play out in that fashion.
Yeah.
10 seconds left.
It certainly would be. Jumping the gun
5
is
seconds left before insertion.
one of the hallmarks of a caster, that's for sure.
Attackers must locate and defuse the
we
bomb.
have to lay out all the possibilities at this point. Either way that this map goes, whether Liquid win from here or DWG win from here, it's going to be disappointing for one of these. You know, like, it's not either DWG bring this back and Liquid have their head in their hands, or DWG lose here and they just think about, like, the opportunities that they have had in front of them against SSG and now against Liquid. It just doesn't seem like they've done enough here, which is harsh when you consider how close the games were with SSG. But I think I probably came in expecting DWG to be one of the favorites, and maybe that's just APAC bias, I'll be completely honest.
Well, out of a lot of the teams really at this event, they've actually had the most consistent regional form, while also still performing internationally.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be that outrageous. Balcony, though, positioned for PSK. Half health, has to deal with the Sawyer Gate. Bit of pressure, though, on Liquid if they lose this round. Codes with a big early kill from Shrine, and that means a lot, right? That gives DWG Gaming such a big advantage for the remainder of this round. Can they bring it back to 6-4? Looking likely. But don't count out Team Liquid, and yeah, things will start to heat up very quickly. If DWG Gaming win the next couple of rounds, it can happen very, very quickly.
Tossing EMP grenade!
We've seen it happen before, and we will see it happen again. They are currently in the driver's seat of this round, and Liquid haven't really been given a lot. See, this is what we saw last time from Team Liquid on this attack, but things really started to crumble. Things fell apart so quickly for them when it came down to the ones. This time trying to cut off the lines. They're not going to be able to do so just yet. They're still not being given any opportunities, and Katsang has found himself a pig. It's getting worse for Team Liquid.
And they lose Palu as well. Rin finding form, I think, from 1-5 to 7-7. Flawless from DWG Gaming. And potentially alarm bells ringing for Team Liquid. They are not home yet. From 6-2 to 6-4. That match point pressure, that series point pressure, seemingly not affecting DWG Gaming. I'm sure there's probably many that looked at that scoreline and thought, that's it. Liquid are home. They'll get the job done. But no, 2 rounds in a row for Damwon, 3 of the last 4. Some form, some momentum, and a forced timeout for Team Liquid. And it feels like if Nesk is not getting those opening kills, then Liquid don't have the entry.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the dynamic for Liquid, because even in the first game back on Villa, it did feel like Nesk was doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the earlier rounds. Once Liquid got moving, very quickly did they just kind of run all over DWG. But in this map in particular, the first half, at least in the early portions of the round, can be thanks to Nesk. Some huge picks being found across the map. And every round he's kind of faltered in that department. It does feel as though things have crumbled in their hands. And, I mean, you kind of ask yourself what came first, the chicken or the egg. But in this case, I do feel like there have been opportunities where, unfortunately, Liquid have squandered, even if it's a small lead, squandered opportunities to get in the face of DWG and force this game into a really uncomfortable position where maybe DWG have to clutch up massively. But this is the site right now that we should 100% be going to the final round on this map in regulation, because I don't think we've seen a defense lose this. So this is a great opportunity for DWG to put Liquid on the back heels heading into the last round of the map.
10 seconds to go.
Crazy to think that 2 rounds we could be heading to overtime. Exhibition offers on the cards here.
Locate a bomb and defuse it.
Big opportunity.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Damwon Gaming to extend their lifeline here at Gamers8. Team Liquid would not want to be in the headlines for this kind of defeat. Up 6-2 for what has already been a rather dismal performance at this tournament. But you win this round, you win this map, and you give yourself another best of 3 to show what you've got on an international stage. And maybe they just look to go a little bit faster. Exothermic does get tricked. They'll have to go again. The EMP grenade will go out, and Husk should this time around be able to open up that wall.
Slowly and surely for Liquid. It's just swings and roundabouts it feels on this attack. For both of these teams, the attacks felt lost. And really, in the earlier portions, it is hard to get stuff done on Theme Park. But certainly, when you're facing down the barrel of such an important round, you want to make sure that everything is taken care of. You want to have so much caution with your approach. And that goes for DWG as well. We don't see them extended past drums or dragon. They are really covering the site and not looking to extend too far. They don't want to give any advantage, which is making life really difficult for Liquid when it comes to the opening kill department. When it comes to making an opportunity, it's just not there.
Well, that's because it's crunch time. 4-6. Series on the line, you don't want to be making mistakes. You're not going to be seeing the defense looking for spawn peaks, going for runouts, looking to go for aggressive positions. It's play your role, play your position, close to sight. Resets though, now pushing through drums. And this is where Liquid cannot play for time much longer. Rin falls to Palu. It's been the Rin show in the last couple of rounds, but not this time. Nesk with a big kill onto Koten. The clash not going to be effective to try and save the day there. 40 seconds left, and it is Team Liquid that are just slicing and dicing their way onto site. Flawless in the end. No fairy tale finish for Damwon Gaming. It's Team Liquid that take the series 2-1. They live to fight another day here at Gamers8.
And unfortunately for any DWG fans, that means you're going to have to wait until the Berlin Major now to see them perform on the international stage. They bow out with 2 losses, Space Station Gaming and then against Team Liquid. They have played 6 maps tonight, and unfortunately, they are unable to turn the tides. But really, for Liquid, this is the big conversation now. They started really poorly against Wild, but they have shown that in positions where they can find a bit of consistency, that they will be dangerous, as they have always been. But they will now have to wait and see how this match of the upper bracket, Wild taking on Space Station Gaming, does unfold before we see any kind of eventuation of who's really going to be competing for that final spot. So
they could have a rematch actually now, Team Liquid. If Wild lose, which it's live at the moment, by the way, on the A stream, 1-1. It's just started the third map. But if Wild do in fact lose that, Team Liquid versus Wild in the lower bracket final of Group A could be on the cards. But look, honestly, congratulations to Team Liquid, because it's very easy when you're a top team for a lot of people to try and bag you out and, oh, they've lost 7-1, haha. To bounce back the way that they did, you have to commend them. They had to fight their way against M1 Gaming, who, obviously weren't really competitive on that first map. It was very, very one-sided. You have to give complete props to Team Liquid. That was a map that we expected M1 Gaming to do well on. Did they drop the bundle a little bit on Oregon? Yeah, rightfully so, but credit to M1 Gaming, they responded too. And then Skyscraper, while it didn't go to overtime, it wasn't another 7-1. It was pretty close in the end. A very flawless way to finish off in the end, 7-4. But I could have easily seen that being a 7-5 or even going to overtime had M1 Gaming maybe performed a little bit better in that first half. They really did let themselves down, but full credit to Team Liquid. But M1 Gaming, again, they've got the Berlin Major, so they're not even going home. They're going straight to Berlin, but not the result, not the tournament they would have liked, preparing for the Berlin Major at all. What are you meant to say going into Berlin? That you're going to be expecting them to lead the way for APAC? Well, I don't think so. I think you have to look to elevate now to do that job.
Well, that's just it. I looked at this event as a really great stepping stone for DWG. I literally had in my notes, this is for DWG to take momentum into what is, the biggest tournament of the mid-year stage. And it's not to be. This is just overall, it's disappointing for DWG. There's no two ways of putting that. I don't want to beat around the bush, because quite frankly, I think everyone expected better, and we've spoken on it multiple times, Xenox. There's nothing to hide strats for. You're playing for big bucks here. You're playing against the best teams in the world. You have everything in front of you, all these opportunities. You play against Space Station Gaming and Liquid, and both of those teams, you are actually in the realm of beating them. But you're just unable to get it across the line. So, I don't want to harp too much on DWG. Their storyline's done.
I mean, I don't think we've ever been as negative on a team that technically lost 2-1, 2-1, but it's a staggering 2-1 that has obviously taken place here in this second series, to be exact. But, you even look back to the first series against SSG, really after Chalet, it was also a bit of a no contest, 7-5, 7-4. The scorelines maybe say it was somewhat close back and forth, but I didn't really feel at any point that M1 were the better team. I remember when we finished casting that game, I was like, well, I felt like SSG were by far and away the better team over the course of that series. They deserved that, could have easily won that 2-0 as well. So for M1 Gaming, there is a lot to work on going into the Berlin Major. There's absolutely zero chance they were saving anything. I didn't see anything that was too crazy, but they brought out maps that they like to play. They brought out maps that we haven't really seen them play as well. Like they did so well on Oregon, which is a map they don't really play too often either. But obviously they can also watch the VODs back. They'll learn a lot from it. But yeah, again, credit to Team Liquid.
Yeah, all credit to Team Liquid. And we've got Ask ready on the sideline. So let's go to the quick interview and find out how things have been going for Team Liquid. Ask, congratulations on your victory. An important one at that. Obviously, it's nice to meet you. I don't think we've ever spoken before, but I do want to ask you, the 7-1 trend for tonight, there were 4 7-1s. What's going on?
After our first game, we talk a lot because we made a lot of mistakes. So that explains a lot of 7-1s. So we have some issues of our communication, but basically we talk and fix it. And to the game with Dawn, we we can play better to our first game, and that's it.
Ask, obviously a bit of a rough stage 2. You miss out on Berlin, so that's not going to be happening. Is it just complete focus on this tournament, to win this tournament, to be the best you can, and prepare from this to then take a bit of form into stage 3?
Yeah, of course. Me and Paulo, we talk about this week, and this is a big tournament, the Gamers8, and we want to win, but we use this Gamers8 to train to the stage 3 of BR6. So basically, we just won the Gamers8 and fix our problems to the stage 3.
Win Gamers8 and take some big bags of cash home with you. Look, I do want to talk to you very quickly. You said that you were finding the team with some issues when you were losing 7-1. Do you feel like you kind of fixed them coming into this matchup? You know, obviously, Oregon did not go your way, but definitely Skyscraper looked really clean from you and Liquid. Do you feel like things are trending back in that direction?
I think the union of our team, we can solve all the problems, and I think that's the way, the union of our team. So if we are unite, we can solve our problems, all problems.
Very, very defender-sided series in the end, Ask, for what has been a bit of an attacker-sided meta in recent times. Obviously, the maps themselves lent into the defenders, but what do you think sort of was the letdown in this series from not only, obviously, yourselves, but also from DWG KIA? What was the issue with attacking in this series?
We struggling every time on attack, so since he talk to us, we struggling every time, every attack. So basically, we just, I think the way to solve this is being more aggressive. So our playstyle is like some SX, it's bomb sites SX. So I think the being more aggressive, put some drones on Paulo and Ask and reset, we can solve these problems of struggling.
Now, generally, we like to give you the floor here. Is there anything that you'd like to say to, you know, friends, family, fans out there?
Yeah, I appreciate all the fans that support us. I'm sorry for the first game. That's ridiculous for us and for him. But we do our best here. We can win this champion, and we won, and we will. That's it. Thanks my family, and thank you guys.
Thank you, Ask.
You're an absolute legend, Ask. Congratulations on your victory, mate, and best of luck with the rest of the tournament.